Shitty weather outside. Very shitty weather. You know, try to help Brad out, but he went back to Florida because he didn't want to. He didn't want to be in the assisted living home. You know, I fear for him because he's in a bad situation and he doesn't realize how bad of a situation it really is now. He doesn't realize, you know. But when you try to help somebody out, and then they don't want your help because they think they can do it on their own, but they can't. Brad, my friend growing up, that literally like he hasn't lived his life to full potential. You know, I had such high hopes for him, but you know, he literally went back to Florida and he can't. He has nowhere to live now. He can't go back to the place he's living because he doesn't own that place. Sometimes you can help people in life, and sometimes you can't. This is one of the times you can't. Literally. It's sad. It's sad but true. If you know you can't make it on your own, and you know you're not making enough money per week, and everybody says you should do this and do that, just do it. But who am I to say, you know? Who am I to say? I mean, I make more than like disability per week. Come on. Some people just don't understand. You know, some people just don't understand. Look at these trees, it's crazy, right? Those people just don't understand. It's been raining the whole damn day. Whole damn day it's been raining and windy. It's crazy weather. And I wish he would understand, but when people have mental health problems, you know, it's hard for them to understand. Because they think they're right about everything and they're not. And this circumstance, he's wrong. He's wrong. I had a place for him to go, and they were gonna help him, and he didn't want the help. So he got back on the plane to Florida. Now he's stuck there. Literally stuck. Nobody could live on $900 a month. $900 a month. Especially if you don't have a place to live. I mean, you could be homeless for and have food stamps and, you know, and have $900 a month and walk around with a suitcase, whatever. But you're not gonna do do it for very long. You're not gonna do it for very long. Yeah, people think they like to understand what's going on, but they don't understand. They don't understand. They only want to understand what they have to understand. When you're dealing with somebody who has mental health problems, right? They think they're right about everything. They think they know what they're doing. Literally, they think they're not wrong about stuff. But you can't help somebody if they don't want to admit that they need help. And he needs help. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. I was trying to help him out as a friend. Unfortunately, I don't have a big enough apartment for him to stay, and I don't want him to stay here. I wouldn't want him to stay with me long term anyhow. And he wouldn't be doing anything with his life. He would just be wasting his life away just staying in my apartment. What would you get there? Just wasting your life away. It wouldn't work out. What a shitty Columbus Day. Weather-wise. The day was nice, but weather-wise, really shitty. Could have been better. I guess sometimes in life you have to just admit when you're wrong and admit when you have problems. And just go like that. I think the weather might be nicer tomorrow. The weather the last 2 days kind of suck. Kind of really suck. I guess it's probably hurricane season somewhere. Hurricane season and somewhere other different seasons and stuff. Lurkers in the chat today. A lot of rain today too. A lot of lurkers. But that's how it usually is. We get some lurkers, we get some people chatting. That's just how it is in general. See what happens. Am I mad at him? I'm not mad at him, I'm disappointed. Because he could have done so much with his life. Really could have. He blames me for all this. He blames me the last 20 years for his life being so shitty. When in the last 20 years I've just lived my life and done what I've done. When he could have done the same thing. But he chose not to get the help. Chose to stick where he was. He chose his path. Sometimes when you choose your life, choose your path in life, this is what happens. Some people make it in the world and some people don't. That's just how it is in general. One thing I gotta learn is stop trying to help everybody out. Because nobody says please or thank you anymore. They just want, and no thank yous. How can you help somebody out if you can't help yourself out? You literally can't. You literally can't. Sometimes it's best to take care of yourself and not worry about anybody else but yourself. What's up, Harry? How are you? How you doing today, Harry? Look at all these tree branches came out, Harry. This is from the heavy weather and stuff. Oh, this is crazy. Look at this. What happened here? What the hell? Something happened here. You got police tape going on here. This northeaster was crazy. lot of branches down. Long Island and the Jersey Shore, I guarantee, were flooded. A lot of tree branches down. What's up, Gary? You got pumpkins out there too. There's no cheeseburgers today. AC springtime is good. Very dark out here. Couple more weeks. Couple more weeks. Oh yeah, double time, yep. Double time's better than single time. A host is hard to get. Unless you call up. Unless you call up, but call around and see what status you are. If you have a high card status at Hard Rock, they can probably give you a good host there. There's Hard Rock Casino online, there's Bally's Casino, there's the Borgata online. Oh, it's South Indiana too, man. It's another state that's out. That's some crazy shit. I like Wind Creek, but the offers are not always that great. I like Wind Creek, but the offer is not that good. Wind Creek, I think they like this whole casino-verse thing. Kind of like they went backwards. Oh. So you want Milwaukee to win or the Dodgers now? Milwaukee or the Dodgers? What would be more? What would be a better World Series? Dodgers versus Seattle, or Milwaukee versus Toronto? Or it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that is so stupid. That making it just kind of universe. Yeah, they're losing business, not gaining. They made mistakes with that. That was a bad decision. That was a bad decision. Could have been a better decision, but it wasn't. Okay. 8:15. Oh yeah. Yeah, Oceans is hit and miss. That's because Mountain Area and Wind Creek, the payout percentages are higher than Atlantic City. Yeah, right. Why do people go if it's a hit and miss? They go for the experience. They go because it's Atlantic City. They go because it's you have 9 different casinos. They go for they go for like the biggest like experience, even though it's not Vegas. Grand Central. Yeah. Yeah, nothing really beats New York. New York's not a bad place. New York's a good place if you make it. If you can make it here, you make it anywhere. What do I see here? For real. Dollar deals are back. Hot shit. Dollar deals are back. Hot shit. Oh. Dollar deals are back. Oh man. Yeah, Florida is like a lot of home. Florida has a lot of good deals here. That's what happens. That's what happens in general. Dollar deals are the best. The 7-Eleven guy had it good, so he didn't have it good anymore. Yeah, Brad's back in Florida for the meanwhile, for a short term. He's back in Florida for a little bit. Unfortunately, he didn't want to listen, so he's back in Florida. He'll be there short. Should have listened. Sometimes you can't help people in life, you know? Sometimes you gotta help yourself. It's just how it is.
Sorry. In a bag? In a bag?
I got a bag. You can put a pizza in a bag. See, that's good. Dollar deals. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with the dollar deals. How long is that running for?
Maybe 1 week. Wait. Yeah.
You're loyal. You're loyal, but you're not smart. That's the problem. You're loyal, you're not smart, you haven't done anything with your life, and if you learn how to listen to people, you would do good in life. But since you don't want to listen to people, it's not going to work out. You got to learn how to listen. You can't help out people that don't want to listen. It's just how it is. He didn't want to listen. He wanted to do his own thing. They were going to help him out and stuff. But he didn't want to do. It was a very short trip because he didn't want to listen. He gave up. And he can't go back to where he is because he doesn't own the place. And it's going to go into foreclosure and he ain't going to get no money out of the deal. Kind of screwed himself. He screwed himself. Brett didn't screw Brett. Vince didn't screw Brett. Brett screwed Brett. And now he's most likely going to be homeless. Nobody's fault but himself. Because he didn't want to listen to anybody. When you don't want to listen to somebody, this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't want to listen. Yeah, but New York would have been a lot better for him. He doesn't understand. He don't want to listen. He's literally homeless. He's literally homeless. He doesn't have a place to go to. The place that he thinks is his home is not his home. He doesn't have a home to go to. I try to walk in his shoes, but it's very hard to walk in his shoes when I don't want to be like that. You don't want to be like that. Get off your ass and do something about it. Get off your ass and do something about it. You know? I mean, you can't live on $900 a month. Not possible. Not in this economy. And he can work. He's too old. He ain't even old. He's not old. He just doesn't want to listen. He thinks he knows it all. He doesn't really know it all. try to help him out. My wife tried to help him out. He doesn't want to listen, so what can you do? He's not a gambler. He'll never be a gambler. He lives in the past. That's his problem. He lives in the past. He lives like 20 years ago. Still blaming me for all the shit that he went on with his life. When I had nothing to do with him once he moved to Florida. He chose his life. It wasn't given no choice. He had no choice but to leave. Sometimes in life you have to make the right decisions, and sometimes in life the right decisions are not always the best decisions. Yeah, and the shelter would have found him a place to live. We had a good shelter set up for him. But and then in the place that he was staying at, they were going to get him into an assisted living program, but he chose not to do it. You know? J-Ro's not here anymore, Brad. That's old news too. He's gone. He moved on to bigger, better jackpots. Well, they would have got him into a assisted living program, which is not bad. Better than a shelter, and they would have helped him with job training and stuff, because he needs a lot of help. He literally needs a lot of help. But I can't help him. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a coach. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. But he needs tons of help. He needs tons of help, and I'm not. None of those above to help him. Try to be his friend, but you know, you can't keep going backwards in life. You can't force somebody that doesn't want to help. People rather live on the streets, sleep on the sidewalks, than live in the shelter or get help. I see that every day. They rather sleep in their own piss. Well, he doesn't want to listen. I talked to his lawyer friend, the guy that was helping him out, and I found out the truth. I found out the truth. I found out, he went back to Florida. He had nowhere to live in Florida. He had nowhere to live in Florida. That place that he was living in is going into foreclosure come January. I wish you would just listen. The truth is, he gave up too quick because he didn't want to live in a assisted living place where they would have gave him some place to live and job training. You know, what can you do? What can you do for somebody that doesn't listen? What can you do? You can't. Once the marshals come, he's gonna be kicked out anyhow. He has no leeway. His dad kind of screwed him on the whole deal. You know, living in America is a very hard place to live in because nothing is free. You have to work for it. Because even when you win money in the casino, that money you win in the casino is other money that people already put in the machine. So you win their money that they already put in the machine. Yeah, Brad is back in Florida. Now, his lawyers, the lawyer said the apartment is gonna go to foreclosure come January. That's a huge property, you know, that they can rent out and stuff. They can sell. I mean, it needs a lot of work, but it could be like a big investment. It could be a big investment, you know. No, he was in New York for a couple of days. Oh, he just can't stay there. They would lock the doors on him. Yeah, but he ain't a good squatter. He ain't a good squatter. He ain't a good squatter, and he wants to do his way. So, when you want to do it your way, that's what happens. You can't help out somebody that doesn't want to help. So why bother? Why bother helping out somebody? Why bother helping out somebody that doesn't want help? Literally. My other two friends that I got will probably be in the same situation very soon. Same situation very soon. All these guys gotta learn is you know, they have to get off the ass and like do something about it. I mean, parents don't live forever. When your parents go, that's it. Then you're on your own. I'm gonna have like 3 friends that are pretty much gonna be next 5 to 10 years. They're all gonna be homeless. Next 5 to 10 years, and growing. They're all in the same circumstances. They're all on the same level. They're all supported by the government that I do not like. They're all supported by the government that I really don't like.
The 8:45 train to Port Washington will depart in 6 minutes on Platform B. There are more seats available towards the rear of the train.
No, didn't happen. He had this plan to go to the hospital and said was psychotic, and his plan failed. He made a bad decision. You know, if you put everybody that is on disability, everybody that is on Social Security, into a work program and a shelter program, only half of them would go. Only half of them would go. That's the honest truth. You can't help out somebody who doesn't want help. You literally can't. It's not possible.
Please use caution on station stairs and platforms. Walk, don't run, and always use the handrail. Plan your trip on our Time app or visit mta.info.
He wasn't at Bellevue. He was in North Shore. He was at North Shore University Hospital. He wasn't at Bellevue. He told you he was at Bellevue. He's full of shit. He wasn't at Bellevue. He was at North Shore University Hospital. And they would have found him. They would have found him a place, but he didn't want to listen.
The
Washington tonight.
Train to Port Washington will depart in 3 minutes on Platform B. There are more seats available towards the rear of the train.
Well, unfortunately, and what's gonna do? What's gonna do after the marshal shows up? He doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have a plan. New York is, even though people bash New York about a lot of stuff, people still like New York. Like I guess every town, every city's got their problems.
Attention customers,
It's sad.
if you need help getting on or off the train, call 718
It's sad.
IRR CARE 718-547-7227.
It's a waste of. It's a waste of life.
Depart, and we'll notify the train crew to expect you. And also visit
It's a waste of life.
/.
It's very. It's not.
For more information.
It's not that I want him to do well in life, but I'm not. But he needs to learn how to listen. He's in a bad situation then.
Train to Port Washington will depart in 1 minute on platform B. There are more seats available towards
His
the
family's.
of the train.
He has no family in Florida. He's here. It didn't help. Didn't help. Should have listened. Should have, could have, would have. He hasn't done anything with his life. He never even ever had a girlfriend.
Train to Port Washington is now arriving.
He puts down like all the women I ever been with my life, you know? But he's never even had a girlfriend or he never been married or had kids. So who's he to put down? Who's he to put down me? Anybody that is living off the government and don't have like a career and don't have a real job and this stuff, you can't put down somebody that goes to work, has their own place, and has their own career. Yeah, I'm not a real friend. He couldn't stay with me anyhow. I don't have any room for him. I'm not making that same decision. I'm not making the same decision again. Well, you don't need to be here. Sorry. Your 2 cents don't count. Her 2 cents don't really care. Her 2 cents don't really make any sense. Her 2 cents really don't make 2 cents. I'm not gonna be in another situation where I let somebody live with me, and then they don't want to do anything with their life, and they don't want to get out. No, thank you.
The 8:53 train to Grand Central will depart in 3 minutes on platform A.
Yeah. Well. Ooh. This is by far the stupidest game this company came out with. Yeah. Yeah. I like that game. What about this game? Oh. What's the plan? Should be there by 4:30. I was actually trying to get off Saturday and Sunday. Bring back the old slots, yeah. One more new slot, okay? One more new slot, then we'll find an old one. Horrible. Oh no. That's not good. Yeah, let's move this over there.
Caution on taking stairs and platforms. Walk, don't run, and always use the handrail. Plan your trip on a train time app or visit NTA.info.
was a waste. That was a waste of time. How did the Knicks do today? How are the Bears doing? Bears are up 13-0 on Washington. Wow. And the Bills are down 21-7 to Atlanta. Wow. The Dodgers, Milwaukee 0-0. Wow, the Knicks are losing by that much? No way. Down by 34 points to Washington? Are they not even playing the starters? Oh, none of their starters are playing. Oh, bench players. Oh, shit. None of the starters are playing. That's why it's preseason.
The 9:10 train to Port Washington will depart in 6 minutes on Platform B.
Minnesota's beating this other team by 23 points. The other team has all former NBA players on it. This weather's shitty today. The Vision turned on Seth Rollins. That's crazy shit.
Attention customers, if you need help getting on or off the train, call 718-LIRR CARE, 718-547-7227, 2 hours before your train is scheduled to depart, and will notify the train crew to expect you. You can also visit do.mta.info/LIRR
I don't have diamond earrings.
for more information.
9, 10. Train to Port Washington will depart in 3 minutes on Platform B.
No nose ring. So quiet. Oh wait, I don't know shade November yet either. Having a beard right now that actually makes more sense because it is kind of cold outside. So it makes sense to keep yourself warm somehow. It really does. So everybody having a good day? The train's coming in soon. Train's coming very soon. "12 minutes. Anyway, we're gonna call the stream right now. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Ross Says What.